Hi everyone, welcome to Digital Tech Join. This is the start of a comprehensive AI series that will make you truly understand the technology that is revolutionizing every industry. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell because this is going to be an incredible journey. So let's deep dive. So guys, AI is everywhere in 2025. From ChatGPT writing email to AI creating stunning artworks, from virtual assistants booking flights and systems that run business process autonomously. But here's the thing, most people use these tools without understanding how they actually work and what makes them so powerful. In this series, I'm going to take you to a journey through 4 levels of AI that is shaping our world right now. So, we are going to start with the foundation, that is large language models, generative AI, AI agents, and agentic AIs. Okay, by this end of this session, you understand not just what these technologies can do, but how they work and how they are going to impact your career and your life. So let's get started with large language models. What if I told you that behind every ChatGPT response, every AI generated code, and every smart translation you see, there's one fundamental technology powering it all? Today we are diving deep into the large language models, the brain behind the AI revolution. So what exactly is LLM? So basically think of it as a super intelligent reading machine that has consumed virtually everything written on the internet, millions of books, code repositories, human conversation. But here's the magic. It doesn't just store this information, it learns the pattern, relationship, and very structure of human language itself. So, an LLM is essentially a type of artificial intelligence trained on massive dataset to understand the context, generate human-like text, reason through complex problems. The large in the large language model refers to both huge amount of training data and billions of parameters that make up this model. So let me show you what goes into the training model. So we have public internet text, that is everything from Wikipedia to forums, books and literature spanning centuries of human knowledge, code repository from platforms like GitHub, website and knowledge base, human conversation and transcripts, multilingual data from dozens of languages. These diverse diet of information is what allow LLM to be so versatile. They are not just trained on English text about one topic, they are trained from entire spectrum of human knowledge and communication. So what are the key capabilities of an LLM? Text generation. This is what you see in ChatGPT. Natural response to any questions or prompt. Summarization. They can take 50 pages report and give you the key points in few paragraphs. Code generation and debugging. They can write code in multiple programming language and even find bugs in the existing code. Translation, real-time translation across dozens of languages with context awareness. Reasoning and decision support. Advanced model can walk you through complex logical problems and provide decision support. The key thing to understand is that LLM don't just memorize, they understand the pattern and can apply the understanding to new situations they've never seen before. But have you ever thought about it, how LLM works? So these are the theoretical things that I just mentioned. But let me just brief you, not so technical, but let me just brief you with the core technology that basis LLM works. And that is nothing but transformer architect that powers the LLM. Now, before we deep dive into what goes into training these models, we need to understand the breakthrough technology that made modern LLM possible. That is transformer architect. This is a secret sauce behind every major AI system you've heard of. So guys, what exactly is this? So basically, Transformer revolutionized everything from something technology called attention mechanism. Instead of reading word by word, Transformer can look at all words in a sentence simultaneously and understand how each word relates to every other word. This parallel processing ability is why modern LLM are so powerful and understanding context, maintaining coherent conversation and generating human-like response. In fact, GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. The Transformer architect is right here in the name. This breakthrough enabled training of much large model with billions of parameters, processing massive datasets efficiently. Without Transformer, we couldn't have ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini, or any other AI tools we use today. Guys, there is also a caveat with this. So when you talk about LLM and when you talk about Transformer architect, we should also know something called knowledge cutoff limitation. So here's something really important that many people don't realize. All LLM have what's called a knowledge cutoff date. This means they only know information up to a specific point in time when they were trained. Think of it like this. If an LLM was trained on books published before 2023, it knows nothing about what happened after that date. So if you ask ChatGPT about yesterday's news, it simply doesn't know because training data doesn't include the recent event. However, it will go ahead and search the internet and provide you the response. So here you can see some of the models and LLM models, and they are approximately cutoff date that I mentioned for your knowledge. So there you have it. Large language models are foundation that powers the AI tools we use every day. They are built on a transformer architect that revolutionized how AI understands language, trains on massive datasets, can perform multiple types of tasks, come in a different variety for different needs. But here's the thing, LLM are just the beginning. In our next video, we'll explore how these models become creative powerhouse in something called generative AI or GenAI. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss it. What questions do you have for LLM? Drop them in the comment below and I'll see you in the next slide. Before we move to that, I also like to introduce some of the large language models that are currently available and is leading, like GPT, Gemini, Claude, Llama from Facebook, and Falcon. So these are the tools that are easily available, even you can go and try out. Let's get into the next slide, generative AI, the creative revolution. So guys, what if AI could be your creative partner? Not just answering questions, but actually creating entire new content. Writing stories, generating images, composing music, even writing code from scratch. That's the power of generative AI, and it's changing everything about how we work and create. So what exactly is generative AI? Generative AI is like giving creative powerhouse to artificial intelligence. While traditional AI was great at analyzing existing data and making predictions, generative AI can actually create entire new content. Generative AI is a branch of artificial intelligence that can generate new content, whether that text, images, audio, video, or even code. Instead of just analyzing or predicting from existing data, and here's the amazing part, the content it creates often feels like it was made by a human. So how does it work? I just mentioned few lines: training, pattern, and content generation. But let me brief it out over here. Training. Just like we discussed with LLM, the AI learns from massive data set. For text generation, it studies books, articles, conversation. For image generation, it analyzes millions of images and their description. Pattern recognition. The AI doesn't just memorize this data, it learns the underlying pattern, structures, styles, and relationship. It understands what makes a sunset beautiful, what makes code functional, what makes story compelling. Then we have code generation. content generation. When you give a prompt, it uses all these learned patterns to create something entirely new. It's not copying, it's generating based on its understanding of patterns and structure. It's like having an artist who has studied every art style in history and can now create new work by combining and applying those learned principles. Right, so in the next slide, I've shown you the flow. Over here, user prompts the input and then it goes to LLM model, whichever is LLM model available. It could be Gemini, it could be Copilot, it could be ChatGPT, and then the output is produced. I will put a screenshot on the right hand side where I said what is RAG. RAG stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation. This is something that I'll cover in my next slide or in my next video tutorial. And this is how the output is produced, and this is what we spoke about. So to conclude this, generative AI represents a fundamental shift in how we think about creativity and content generation. It is not about replacing human creativity, but about amplifying it and making creative tool accessible to everyone. But we are just getting started. In the next slide, we'll explore AI agents, systems that don't just generate content, but can actually take action, use the tools to complete their task. Trust me, this is where things are getting really excited. Share your thoughts in the comments and I'll see you in the next slide. So, what are AI agents? Your digital workforce. Imagine having a digital assistant that doesn't just answer questions like GenAI, but actually gets the things done for you. Like book your flights, schedule your meetings, analyze your data, and complete tasks while you sleep. That's not science fiction, that's AI agents. They are available right now. So what are AI agents? AI agents is like giving an LLM a toolbox and the ability to use those tools intelligently. While a regular LLM can tell you how to book a flight, and AI agents can actually book the flight for you. Sounds interesting, right? So here's the difference. AI agents combine the reasoning power of large language models with access to the external tools and APIs. They can interact with database, call web services, use calculator, search the internet, perform action in software application. The magic happens in their workflow. I've also done a small diagram over here. The goal, the task provided to the LLM and assign it the required tools and it will do the needful. That is why the small simple diagram to explain this concept. However, let me walk you through the workflow. Input or goal. You give them a task or request. Planning. They figure out what tools they need and in what order. Execution. They actually use these tools to get things done. Output. They provide you with results and confirmation. Think of it having a super intelligent intern who has access to every software tools in a company and knows exactly how to use them. So how AI agents work? Let me walk you through a real example. You tell AI agent, book me a flight to Delhi tomorrow at 9 a.m. So here's what happens in the background. Understanding. The AI agent understands your request and identify the key information. Destination, that is Delhi, date, that is tomorrow, time, preference, that is 9 a.m. Tool selection, it decides it needs to use the flight booking API. Data gathering, it calls the API to check the flight availability. Decision, it evaluates the option based on the preferences and constraint. Action, it makes the booking. Confirmation, it reports back with flight details and booking confirmation. This was one of the examples that I broken down in detail so that you understand exactly how the workflow works. So let me conclude on AI agents as well. AI agents represent the next evolution of AI, from generating content to actually executing the task. They are like having a digital workforce that never sleeps, never makes careless mistake, and can handle routine tasks at a superhuman speed. But we are not done yet. In our final slide of the series, we'll explore Agentic AI, systems that don't just execute single tasks, but can plan, iterate, work autonomously towards complex goals. It's a difference between a worker and a manager. So, have you used AI agents in your work or personal life? What task would you love to automate? Share your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next slide. Agentic AI, the autonomous future. What if AI could not just complete a task but actually think strategically, plan complex projects, and work autonomously towards goal, like a human manager? That's Agentic AI. And it's not most advanced form of artificial intelligence available today. This changes everything. Okay, so what is Agentic AI? Agentic AI is like giving artificial intelligence the ability to think and act like a project manager or a consultant. While AI agent executes specific tasks, Agentic AI system can take high-level goals and figure out everything needed to achieve them. That's the point. So here's what Agentic AI is special. Goal-oriented. You give it a high-level objective, not specific instruction. Strategic planning. It breaks down complex goals into actionable steps. Autonomous execution. It works independently, making decisions along the way. Continuous iteration. It learns from results and adjusts its approach. Self-evaluation. It checks its own work and improves. Think of the difference this way. If you tell an agent AI to send an email to the marketing team, it will send the email. If you tell an Agentic AI system to increase a brand awareness by 25%, it will develop a comprehensive strategy, execute multiple tactics, measure results, and keep iterating until it hits the target. Let me also highlight some of the key characteristics of Agentic AI. Autonomous operation. These systems can work for hours, days, even weeks on a single goal without human intervention. Dynamic adaptation. If their initial approach isn't working, they'll change the strategy. In new information emerges, they incorporate that. They are not rigid rule follower. Resource management. They understand the constraint like time, budget, API limit, and optimize their approach accordingly. Quality assurance. They build in quality checks. Learning and memory. They learn from each project and apply those insights in future projects. Multi-model capability. Advanced Agentic AI can work with text, images, data, code, and various file formats as needed. So when does an Agentic AI stop? Okay, or when does it meet? So basically, the stopping conditions are crucial. So when the goal is achieved, resource limits, time, budget, or API, human overrides it, you can always step in, and quality threshold won't deliver any subpar work. So, I've also given one example over here, which you can definitely use it. But here is a diagram, a simple diagram that just depicts what I just mentioned. A goal or a task, planning, LLM, execution layer, and the multiple tools. So here the key is, compared to AI agents, here the key is the planning and the iteration. So planning and the execution layer and the iteration, that is difference between an AI agent and Agentic AI. So with this, we concluded and we move to our final slide that says what are the key. Okay, so before also I just wanted to mention this. I guess I've already mentioned about the key characteristics of Agentic AI, and here is a conclusion. Okay, so basically, large language models are the engines. They provide the intelligent and reasoning capability that power everything else. Generative AI is creative unleashed. It takes those engines and uses them to create entirely new content across every medium. AI agents are skilled workers. They combine intelligence with tools to execute specific tasks and workflow. Finally, Agentic AI is a management layer, autonomous system that can plan, execute, evaluate, and iterate towards complex strategic goals. So guys, we are witnessing an evolution from AI that answers questions to AI that takes action to AI that thinks strategically and works autonomously. This isn't just technology advancement, it's a fundamental shift in how work gets done. The future isn't about AI replacing humans, but about AI handling routine, analytic, repetitive aspects of work while humans focus on creativity, strategy, and relationship building. What excites you most about AI future? What concerns do you have? Share your thoughts in the comments. I love to see them. If this series has been valuable, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button and share it with others who need the understanding of this technology. The AI revolution is just beginning, and understanding this concept will be crucial for our success in the coming years. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the AI landscape. Until next time, keep learning and stay curious. Soon we will be going into the practical session, and in my next video I'll show you how to create an AI agent. Thank you so much for your time.